Oh, all right. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the session. My name is Selby, and I'm delighted to welcome you all in this special YouTube broadcast with HKUST Business School, which was founded in 1991 and is one of the world's leading business schools in Asia. Please join me in welcoming Mandy Lee, who is the acting head of HKUST Admissions and Marketing, David Lung, who is the assistant manager of admissions and marketing, and Harsh Modi, who is a management consultant at Boston Consulting Group and HKUST alumni class of 2028. Today, Mandy, David, and Harsh are here to interact with prospective MBA applicants and tell us more about the incredible career opportunities that await ambitious professionals in Hong Kong and beyond. Mandy, David, I will let you take it from here and talk about your program.
Thank you, Selby, for the introduction. So hello, everyone. Welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of you in different parts of the world. I'm truly excited to have participants from everywhere. So let me start with the first slides that we are going to talk about. So have you ever found yourself facing some career challenges that hinder your growth and progress? So these are the common concerns when we talk to prospective students. So let's take a moment to reflect and see if any of the following apply to you. So some of them were mentioning to me they are feeling stuck in their career path, unable to progress and reach their full potential. And some of them were lacking the necessary skills and knowledge to require for the next position they aspire to. And some of them are actually looking for self-improvement. So they want to drive themselves to maximize their potential through continuous learning, goal setting, surrounding themselves with a supportive community. And of course, some of them are being compared to other talented colleagues, and they have this urge to keep up and stay competitive with their talented peers in the industry. So these are the reasons. And also some of them are also thinking about I have this limited network opportunities. Can I explore and seek mentorship and actively engage myself in some professional communities to unlock more opportunities? So apart from these 5 reasons, we are also seeing some other reasons that were coming from people who are seeking guidance or researching potential markets so they can pursue their entrepreneurial aspiration. They want to explore some new industries and see if they can get a chance to transition themselves into new industries. And also, a few of them are also thinking about I'm not really satisfied with my current role, and is there any chance that I can explore alternative path? And last but not least is the global work opportunities, where they want to be a global citizen and want an international career. So this is some of the reasons that we have been hearing from our current students. And at HKUST, we are future-oriented. So HKUST was founded in 1991, and since then we've been at the forefront of technology and sustainability. And in fact, we are very proud to be ranked the second in the Global Young Universities ranking by Times Higher Education. We are the first MBA program in Asia ranked by Bloomberg Business Week. And we are the first MBA program globally. Many of you have been also hear about this Kellogg HKUST MBA from also Financial Times. So our mission is very clear. We are here to develop leaders in Asia for the world. We believe in providing our students with the absolute best education and learning experience. So this is why we have the dedicated career service team here to have personalized support for our full-time MBA students. And when it comes to quality, we don't settle for anything less than excellence. So our program curriculum we are known for is vigorousity, and our faculty consists of top-notch professionals hailing from leading companies and also universities. And we want to ensure our students be receiving a world-class education. This is one of the very good examples that shows that we have these strong connections with leading industries. It's our partnership with prestigious consulting firms, BCG, and Bain & Company. So both firms recognize the value of gaining work experience before starting an MBA. And they offer this exclusive opportunities for accepted MBA students to learn and gain insights from, these international consulting powerhouses. And HKUST is proud to be the only Asian MBA program eligible for the BCG Unlock Pre-MBA program. And additionally, we are also one of the 2 Asian MBA program eligible for the Experience Spain Pre-MBA program. And this is a tailor-made program designed by the Bain company. And through this program, our student will gain very early exposure to the consulting field and benefit from the expertise and experience shared by our professionals at Bain company. So these are the opportunities we are offering. And apart from that, we have 4 study modes in HKUST, which give you a lot of options. For full-time MBA, it's ideal for career pivot and individuals seeking for a change in career path. We offer immersive experience with a very challenging yet rewarding curriculum and extensive networking opportunities for transformative learning. So we have 3 part-time programs. One is the weekly, the other one is bi-weekly, and we also have a digital MBA for global leaders. So these are the programs that offering you all the flexibilities and also according to your need. So feel free to also think about which program suits you, and we always welcome individuals like yourself as a prospective students to come to us, have an advisory call and a consultation to talk to us about your need and seek advice on which study modes best suits you. So apart from that, for our in the past years, we have over 200 students. Many of them have diverse background, comes from all walks of life. So here are just a very short list on the diverse background. Just to name a few, we have people coming from the engineering, technology, accounting, finance, entrepreneurship, and they are currently working in Amazon, Tencent, BCG, FactX, and these are just a partial list of what our current students are working. And in terms of nationalities, also they're coming from US, South Africa, Japan. Many of them are working or currently relocating around different Asian cities. So these are also some of the places that our current students are coming from. So let me introduce my colleague, David. So he's going to introduce the full-time MBA program to every one of you. Feel free to interact and then ask questions in the chat, and we will address your questions afterwards. Thank you, David.
Here, and allow me to further elaborate about our full-time MBA programs. So first of all, about our program curriculums, indeed, we offer a very practical and in-demand curriculums. You can see we never think MBA program as a fixed journey. Therefore, we offer a very flexible curriculums to all our students. You may see on the left-hand side, we have 8 required core, which we think is the fundamental courses of the MBA programs. And additionally, we offer a wide range of electives. So during the full-time programs, you can choose 14 to 15 electives out of 70 choices. So based on your objective, if you are interested in banking and finance, or if you're interested in consulting firms, or if you are interested in technology or marketing sectors, you can choose the elective based on your objective and interest on the industry. Further than that, in the curriculums, we also have some credit allocated to the career development programs, which is coached by our professional teams. So in result, there will be total credit of 52 credit to complete the full-time MBA programs. So I mentioned earlier, we have a wide range of electives, but of course, innovation and technology is in our gene, in our DNA. Therefore, we offer some of the attractive technology elective for candidate who is interested into the recent technology chain or into the AI trend or the blockchain fintech arrangements. Also, we have some elective related to the ESG electives. So in case a candidate interested into the ESG development, which is the recent trend globally, then definitely you can enroll those for the program curriculums. And other than that, of course, MBA is focusing on leadership development, leadership skill set. So we also have some elective focusing on enhancing professional skills workshop, managerial communications, or some effective negotiation courses. So in comprehensive of our curriculums, indeed, our programs, MBA programs, is well recognized also in our case competition internationally. For example, last year we have participated into the UBS case competition arrangement. We were the first place winner among all the top business schools. So about our MBA journey, our full-time MBA journey, the standard models is 16 months because majority of our students with the objective of career switch, changing the job locations or expanding, accelerating their career journey. Therefore, it is good that to have some optional summer internship opportunity, or they could have some exchange opportunity with our partner school. Therefore, with all this opportunity, we would strongly suggest candidates to fully immerse into our 16 months standard mode journey. So apart from some of our curriculums highlight, as mentioned by Mandy earlier, we have a world class of faculty facilitating our MBA classes. So apart from some faculty from the high institutions, we also have some faculties with very practical backgrounds who had worked in industry for many years. For example, you may see Professor Larry Frankens, who is the former general manager of investment and head of legal counsel in Christensen Wampoa. And also we have Professor Christopher Dorrance, who is a senior leader in consulting firm previously. And also we have Professor Kelno Wen, who is the former chief marketing officer and chief information officer of IBM. She was also the highest ranking VP and board members in IBM Asia Pacific previously before she joined to the academic sectors. So we have total 155 business school faculties from 25 nationality. So these are our world-class faculties. So apart from our faculties, we mentioned that earlier we have career development programs. So career development programs is provided by our dedicated career professional development team. So because all of our MBA students have a clear objective of having career accelerations, career switch, or career pivot. So therefore, it is important to provide additional support for full-time students to have a career arrangement. So apart from some career advice like mock interviews, coaching sections, resume review clinic, etc. From our school, we also provide MBA career fair, which is dedicated to MBA students, and we also provide career talk, job search database, online resources, or industry-specific workshop to help our student to understand better about what the interested industry insight and also how is it going. So it is formed by our former professional HR leaders. One of our college indeed is a former VP of human resources in Goldman Sachs Hong Kong before, so they would know what international company is looking at when they are looking for MBA recruitments. Additionally, I have to mention about our Alumnus support on that part, because we also have a mentorship programs, which we will invite our alumni to be our mentor, to lead our 2 to 3 mentee at the same time, so that it could be a private connections for you to get insight about what is the market going on personally. Then you can create a close relationship with our mentor as well. So because of our career professional development team, so we also have a very remarkable result from them. So in past 3 years, in average, we have 97% of our full-time MBA graduate has accepted an employment offer within 3 months after graduations. So also in last 3 years, almost you can see we have 70% of our full-time MBA graduate has successfully changed the industry. Close to 60% of full-time MBA graduate has successfully changed the locations, and nearly 50% of them has successfully changed both location, industry, and also the functions. So here are some of the recent hiring companies. As you may know, we are not only having banking and finance or consulting firm as our recent hiring company. We have a very diversified hiring company based on our past record, because of the very diversified class profile we have, and also the objective that we have from our full-time graduate. So apart from that, apart from some academic support, of course, our students would like to develop on their global perspective. Therefore, we have a wide range of exchange partnership arrangement with the partner school. So on the left-hand side, you may see there's a exchange school partnership. We have over 50 partner school across the top business school worldwide. So based on the arrangement, you will have around 3 months exchange opportunity with those partner school and study some credit bearing course over there. On the right-hand side, you can see we are the only school in Hong Kong in the global network for advanced management, which give opportunity for students who doesn't have sufficient time to get exchange for 3 months overseas, but also would like to have a global perspective in about a worldwide study. Therefore, through this network, our students will also have a chance to study abroad with our partner school for a week on some courses arrangement. It could, through this GNM network, it could also provide some online resources courses together with other partner school on the arrangement as well. On the right-hand side, you will see we are the only Asian school in the Future of Management Education Alliance. So it provides a lot of online courses together with those partner school for some online education opportunity. Last, our MBA programs has a special arrangement with Yale University as well. With additional applications and tuition fee applying, our students indeed would have the opportunity to apply a dual degree opportunity with Yale University with their Master of Advanced Management. So apart from some academic support, of course, we also have a lot of beyond classroom opportunity. As mentioned earlier, apart from some mentorship programs, MBA dedicated career fairs, we also have a strong student club based on the student interested activities. For example, social impact club, investment banking clubs, consulting clubs, etc. And through the journey, our students indeed will also have a lot of opportunity to participate into some global events. For example, on the right-hand side, you will see there's an annual FinTech Week. Our students will be able to participate into that. In the bottom, you will see we have a lot of opportunity to have networking events with industry leader. For example, we have executive exchange with former Hong Kong financial secretaries and also current Namfon chief executive, Mr. Anthony Leung. And we also have some with fireside chat with the HSBC chairman, Mr. Peter Wong before. And of course, we will also have some corporate research from time to time. So apart from beyond classroom arrangement, definitely our alumni network is also strong. Currently, we have over 6,300 MBA alumni across 17 nationalities. This is only for the MBA programs, and across the university, we have over 100,000 UST alumnus. As you may see from the photos, indeed, this is our alumni mixer event organized in Hong Kong previously. And we have over 500 alumni and students appears and participate into one physical event. So you can see we have very high engagement ratios across our alumni and also our students. So additionally, we have to mention about our favorable visa policy in Hong Kong. So our Hong Kong indeed welcome global talent from all the world. So therefore, we have our visa policy called IN, which welcome full-time graduate students to apply. So upon graduations, after applying to this visa arrangement, you can stay in Hong Kong for 24 months without other conditions upon entries. So therefore, after graduations, our student is often like stay in Hong Kong and maybe go travel somewhere, and then they could still come back to Hong Kong for additional arrangement, also self arrangement within that 24 months after graduations. Last, of course, some of the students may be looking for entrepreneurship arrangement. As mentioned earlier, innovation and technology is indeed in our gene. So therefore, as of September last year, indeed our HKUST members has already found over 1,700 active startups. So including 9 unicorn and 13 exits. So one of the unicorn you may heard of, which is the DJI, which is like the one of the most biggest unicorn in the drone industry currently. So I hope I have provided a better understanding so that you could be familiar with our full-time MBA programs and on those support and resources to you. So full-time MBA journey is not only about the 2 years of 60 months academic journey, it's also about lifelong support from the MBA community as well. So for this opportunity, please allow me to invite our alumni, Mr. Harsh Modi, to share more about his student experience and also the career journey further.
Yes, thanks, David. Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a good day or good evening, wherever it is that you guys are. I'll just quickly start by introducing myself. I'm Harsh Modi. I'm a principal at Boston Consulting Group in Hong Kong, specializing in the consumer and the TMT, so that's the tech, media, telecom space, working with clients. I think most of my client base, I would say, is in Hong Kong, but at the same time, I also worked with them and with others on problem statements or challenges they've had across the region, including in Australia, Southeast Asia, India, and mainland China as well. I am part of the HKUST MBA, full-time MBA 2017 intake. So that's batch of 2019. I graduated in 2019. And before the MBA, I had around 9 years of experience around in investment banking and co-founded a tech startup and then doing a bit of freelancing. So yeah, that's about me. I'll just add to what David and what Mandy very rightfully have mentioned and explained to you guys, right? I'll add a couple of reflections on that and sort of sitting in your shoes back when I was making the decision of whether to do an MBA, where to do an MBA, right? So what was going on in my mind and how I, with the benefit of hindsight, would advise other people in my shoes to think about that, right? And I'll also take a few of the questions, especially around language, that have popped up on the YouTube channel. Very transparently, right, when you're thinking of whether you want to do an MBA or whether it is the right time for you to do an MBA for right now, I mean, really just resonating with what David and Mandy have said, right? It's really about the triple jump, right? Like, do you think you want to change your location, your industry, your function? And if one or two or all three answers to this 3 jumps is yes, then I think it is something for you to very seriously consider, right? But at the same time, right, MBA is not the only way to do it, and there are other pathways as well. But what really differentiates an MBA versus any other program is what is it that you really want to get out of it, right? So as an example, right, like, I mean, unlike any other master's program, an MBA is like a once in a lifetime program, right? Most 99% of people who do an MBA will do it only once in their life. Masters, you can have multiple different masters in multiple different majors. So you need to really make it count, right? Like the timing of when you're doing the MBA, which school you're choosing, what location you're going to, what major or course you're choosing, what is your post-MBA aspiration. You really need to make it count when you're making that decision of whether to do an MBA right now or not. It's something that, because you're doing it just once in your life, it's not something that you need to think of only your post-MBA job and then make a decision based on that. And think of it from a 5-10 year career trajectory, right? Your MBA is like a step up in your career, and then at that higher level, what is that trajectory going to take you to, and are you going to be happy with that trajectory? Is that a trajectory that you want or you aspire for yourself? And that's sort of the thought process that I would encourage all of you to go through. Spend some time, sort of reflect upon yourself, where you are, very objectively. Ask yourself where you are in your career trajectory. Are you happy with it? Where will it take you if you continue on that? What are the other alternatives for you, right? Even personally, what are your values that you stand for, and as your life also evolves and your personal life also evolves, how are you going to manage all of that? And if the answer to all of that after that self reflection is that yes, maybe you need to do an MBA to get that step change in your career trajectory, and then do one or two or three of those triple jumps, then an MBA is the right answer that you should aspire to be. Right now, once you sort of you go through this process and you realize that you want to do an MBA, right, then the question is, where you should do it and which school you should do it in, right? So, um, the reason why I chose Hong Kong really is, I mean, there are really two reasons, right? One was, I took a macro view of it, right? Global growth in Asia, global growth throughout the world is going to be driven and led out of Asia for the foreseeable future. Back then, it was mostly China. It may or may not be like that to a similar degree for the next few years, but at the same time, it's always going to be in Asia for the next foreseeable number of decades, right? And therefore, it makes sense for me to be in Asia. Now, once you sort of narrow down that, okay, you want to do an MBA within Asia, what are the good schools? And HKUST for many years has been the number one MBA school in Asia. So I think that sort of makes helps you narrow down your choices. You have other schools as well, and of course you can consider that, and you should consider that. I got offers from a couple of other schools in Asia, one school in the US as well, but I chose UST for a lot of the benefits that Mandy and David have already spoken about. The second reason why I chose Hong Kong specifically was, like again David mentioned, right, the very liberal visa regime, right? And I mean, depending on what your financial or other circumstances are, right? If you're taking an education loan, and if the visa regime, just the government visa rules are such that you don't know whether you can work in that location or not, and therefore, well, how you'll be able to sort of reimburse your debt, that becomes a financial burden that you probably want to stay away from immediately after MBA, as you're sort of building up your career. So I think that those are sort of the two reasons, right? So the stable visa regime, and just trying to be as close to Asia or being as close to China as you can. That's what sort of made me choose Hong Kong and HKUST within Hong Kong. I'll take one question that's popped up on the language barriers, right? Most people in Hong Kong can speak English, right? So in that sense, English is very much an accepted and widely used, widely spoken language in Hong Kong. From a job perspective, true, it is not easy to find a job if you cannot speak any Cantonese or Mandarin at all, but at the same time, it's not difficult at all, right? So you really need to have, there are enough number of Chinese companies or Hong Kong local companies that do have expats working in those companies at mid-level management, at very senior roles. I have clients who I work with all the time who are not local Hong Kongers or not local Chinese people, and that's completely fine, and they get by and they actually succeed very well at their jobs, right? I think the key is really, what is the role that language plays in establishing yourself and understanding of the ecosystem, right? And to me, the way I think about this question is really, what is the role of language, period, right? Like, language is essentially, it's a common cultural denomination or common cultural baseline. It is a tool that helps you build trust, influence people, so on and so forth. But that's not the only tool that you have, right? You need to work double hard, maybe, on some of the other tools that you have, being a more genuine person, having honest conversations, taking people out for drinks or coffees, being able to weave through with conversations and so on and so forth, how to change people's mindset, how to influence them, how to deliver impact. language can be one or is one of the multiple tools that you have at your disposal. That's not the only one, and therefore someone like me who despite trying, right, still is not very good or very fluent at either Cantonese or Mandarin. I have stayed here in Hong Kong in BCG for the last 5 years, and risen from post MBA consultant all the way to principal, and I'm looking forward to spending another few years here as well. So um, the short answer is um, uh, it's not easy, but there are a lot of ways. And if anything, once you take out the fact that you can't speak the language, you really start excelling in everything else that will help you set yourself up for an amazing career in the future. Yeah, I'll pause here to see if any other. Okay, so there's a question here. Why Hong Kong? Why not other top unis in the US? I think I explained that a little bit, right? I gave a flavor of that. So essentially, I mean, the US does not have a very, at least in my view, right? It didn't have a very stable visa system, right? So at least for Indian passport holders, you go into a bigger lottery or visa lottery pool, and then the chances of you getting a H-1B visa from that pool or not are it's a proportion, it's a probability that's not very high for at an individual level, and therefore sort of taking on that financial commitment to do an MBA, a 2-year or 1-year MBA, and then figuring out whether you are eligible to work or not in that country. It becomes a big financial commitment for the foreseeable future, and I want to stay away from those kinds of pressures on top of trying to work hard and just build my career. So that's why it wasn't the US that I chose, despite me having an admit from one of the top universities in the US. Yeah, I'll pause here to see if there are any questions, or maybe David, Mandy, you want to take a few questions?
Yeah, so that's a question actually I received privately. So someone asking you, Mr. Modi, as an alumnus who has experienced HKUST MBA program, could you share your insights on why you choose Hong Kong as your preferred location over other options like Singapore? So what were the key factors that influenced your decision?
Okay, Hong Kong versus Singapore. I think both Hong Kongers and Singaporeans love to do this comparison. I hear it all the time. From an MBA perspective, I think again, very personally, it again came down to visa regime, right? So Singapore also is one of the countries which does not have a very liberal visa regimes, even more tighter if you are an Indian passport holder, and the commitment to go there, spend a couple of years doing an MBA there, putting in all your efforts to try to get a job there, and then not being able to get a job, and then figuring out at the last minute what to do, how to do things, and how to sort of re-engineer out of Singapore into another location that you are not familiar with. I think it becomes a problem, right? So I think that's one. The other reason is I think overall, depending on which industry you're thinking of or talking about, right? I think Singapore is people like to go to Singapore, or companies like to go to Singapore because they're kind of like it's a center of Southeast Asia, which is a large economy with 10 different countries and whatnot, and huge size, huge population base, young population, so on and so forth. But I think over time, what a lot of companies have come to realize as they mature their Asia presence is that Southeast Asia is not easy to enter and expand in, because it is not one country. It is 10 different countries. Each country has their own very specific dynamics, very specific demographics and cultural nuances, which make it impossible for someone sitting in Singapore to figure out how we should deal with a situation in a remote island in Indonesia, or in Thailand, or in Vietnam, or in Philippines, right? So what's happening over time, and what I've been seeing as a trend, is that companies, while they do have some of the companies, they do have their Asia Pacific hub in Singapore, especially I think in the tech industry. That's true. The global tech companies, they are struggling in Southeast Asia, and they are increasingly hiring more in other parts of Southeast Asia. There's more jobs available in Bangkok, or Kuala Lumpur, or Jakarta, or Manila, or Ho Chi Minh than there are in Singapore.
Great. So I guess the crowd also like to know like what are the resources, support during your time in the MBA program that you get and you benefit from, and you find it like really valuable to your career growth. So maybe you can share your experience during your time.
Sure. I mean, I think the MBA school did a good job of sort of making available a lot of different tools, and at the end of it, it comes down to each individual how you choose to leverage those tools or not, right? So I think MBA is a very personal journey. So what HKUST MBA school gives, or at least gave me or people in my intake, was I think access to some very good coaches across a variety of industries. So if you were looking for consulting, I was mapped to two coaches who were both ex-consultants. My other batchmates were mapped to other people in the finance industry or in other industries, depending on what their career interest was. So I think that was one. Second was the academic background and strength, not just in coursework, but say for instance in consulting, right? If you're trying for a consulting firm, you know that you need to crack the case, right? There's a very specific way that the consulting companies will interview you, and cracking the case is a big part of it. And they gave specialized training on cracking the case, right? They got the right experts flown in from I think the US or London, I forgot where he flew in from, but they flew down the specific experts from there, from Singapore. We had dedicated coaching sessions in a group, also one-on-one, on how to crack the case and sort of get ahead in your consulting interview process. So I think that was great as well. And the events and the networking sessions that we had with different people across different industries, that was very, very helpful in helping understand what are the dynamics of these different companies or the nuances in these different industries, and where can me as a non-Mandarin, non-Cantonese speaker, what is that niche that I need to showcase or I need to display in order to get a foot in the door for myself through these companies, right? So I think those were sort of three big things. And of course, like the alumni base, which is if you're here in Hong Kong, they're all here. Hong Kong is it's not a big place, right? So chances are you'll always bump into people of UHK, USTers everywhere you go, and they're always very helpful.
Right. So very often times when we see the essays from our applicants, they were telling us that post-MBA goals is to be a consultant. So they want to have this career in Hong Kong and being in one of the big firms in the consulting sector. So from your point of view, like what are the key criteria you think is important for the candidates who are interested to develop their career in a consulting firm? So what would you say are the top like 5 criteria or things that they need to acquire?
Right. I think that's an interesting question, right? I think for consulting specifically, I think that I don't know the top 5, right? But let me try 3 first, and then let's see if 2 more come to my mind. I think the number 1 I would say is consulting mindset, right? Like, do you have that intuitive mindset, that innate need to take a problem and not be able to rest, not be able to sleep until you have solved that problem, right? Are you that kind of a personality? If yes, then I think you will mostly do very well in consulting. If you're more of, okay, fine, I've seen a problem, but yeah, let me relax, let me chill, and sort of. I think there's a mindset and a culture that at least the top consulting firms, BCG, Bain, and McKinsey look for, and I think that's what's a key, not just to get in, but also to succeed in a consulting firm or in this kind of an environment. I think second would be quantitative skills are definitely important. So being able to handle large volumes of data, manipulate them, analyze them, extract insights from data, which is very, very crucial. And the third is really, over time, at least having the ability, if not at the time of getting in, but having the ability to learn how people, organizations work, what are people incentivized on, how to influence people, how to change mindset, how to make people believe in a different future, in a different way of working. And I think that's crucial sometimes to succeed in your consulting career. So I think if you have two or all three of these, then I think definitely consulting is something that you should be considering in your post MBA options.
Right. So from the chat, we see a few more questions. Maybe you can see if you'd like to address some of them, like how is the tech market and tech recruitment. So maybe as a role in consulting, do you see like what is the trend for tech market? Like, do your clients like come to you for some kind of advice, and yeah, things that you can also like share with them on this area?
Right. So I think I would actually take a slightly nuanced view to this, right? So the tech markets, tech consult or tech recruitments in Hong Kong, they are there. They are very much around in a large way. If you're looking at the global top tech companies, so if you're thinking about Facebook and Google and whatnot, I think they do have offices here. There's a large amount of sales force and sales staff and strategic account management and roles of that sort, which are more on the business side of things. How to attract more companies to advertise on Google, to sell their services or products via Instagram or via Facebook. A lot of companies which do that, largely again because a lot of the sellers, manufacturers are in mainland China, are in Japan, Korea, Taiwan, and whatnot, and that region is basically served from their hubs in Hong Kong. Keeping the global techs aside, though, right? If you're just looking at Hong Kong's own tech ecosystem, I think there are a lot of large Chinese companies, Alibaba, Tencent. They have Hong Kong branches. They have staff in Hong Kong. They look at Hong Kong as sort of their step one when they're looking to expand their offerings outside of mainland China. And in that sense, there's enough of those companies also in Hong Kong who will recruit. And there's also a sort of a vibrant startup ecosystem here. Quite a few, I think last I counted, there were 3 or 4 unicorns in Hong Kong, which for a market of 7.5 million people is actually quite good, right? So yeah, there's a little bit of that going on as well, though as not as much as say a large economy like China or India would have.
And also maybe let me add on few part about our tech recruitments from our recent MBA graduate. So what some of our recent employer hire our full-time MBA graduates, that would certainly include, like for example, mentioned earlier, Google's, Microsoft, some biotechs, those technology companies like fintech, not limited to really traditional technology, but also including some fintech like cryptos companies. But additionally, apart from some international really like headquartered in US or Europe, but also we also have some technology company who is headquartered in China, for example, Alibaba, Tencent. Definitely, they also have recruit our full-time MBA students previously so far. So this is some of the data that we could share with you about our tech market, like also on the tech recruitment arrangement.
Right. So on the academic side, we are being known for a very challenging curriculum, very vigorous, very intense. So my question to Harsh is that how do you manage? Like a lot of our students share with us, it's really challenging but rewarding. And do you feel the same way, or how do you manage to tackle, this kind of hard work in study and also at the same time make yourself available for all these networking activities that the program is putting out here? I guess
Right.
the audience would like to understand more from you.
Yes. That's a very interesting question, right? Yes, your HKUST is known for a heavy academic curriculum, and I think it's also part of it is also because it's not a 24-month MBA; it's a 16-month, 18-month MBA, depending on which program you choose, right? So it is a shorter time line, and you're trying to pack more academic work in a shorter time span, right? I think again, right? the MBA is a personal journey. So every one of you is likely to have your own MBA journey, and what that means is that you choose your electives, and you need to have a balance of heavy coursework courses and light coursework courses in every semester. If you try to put in all the heavy coursework courses, you may probably work overtime and spend a lot of time on campus studying or attending classes or whatnot. But you're not going to have any fun. You're not going to go out partying in Lang Kwai Fong or going out for drinks with your other MBA batchmates and actually making real friendships. You won't have much time for networking, applying for jobs, talking to companies, having coffees, drinks with senior executives at different companies. And I think those are also, if not more, at least equally value add components of your MBA journey as your academics would be. So I think it's you really need to sort of balance that out, and throughout your life, I'm sure most of you are working. You know that time management is a challenge. Well, when you get into an MBA school, time management is the only thing that matters, really. Like everything else, you can forget about it. If you know how to manage your time very well while doing an MBA program, you know how to live your professional life.
All right, thanks, Harsh, for your sharings about your insight and also your experience as a student and also as a industry leader right now. I appreciate for that. Additionally, so to wrap it up about some of the event arrangement and informations to share with you, who are we looking for as MBA students? Definitely, we are looking for some future-oriented leader who is desired to challenge themselves with a rigorous and also the world-class programs. So they have a clear objective of what they want to do, and they have a clear understanding on how MBA program could help them with on this career plan. And secondly, we're also looking for the candidate and students who is willing to contribute back to the cohort. For example, with the unique perspective, active participations into the classrooms or in terms of the student leaderships. So therefore, we also appreciate students with a trace record of achievement and resilience. So for the MBA program, indeed, we don't have any background limitations or age limitations or some job functions or industry limitations. Indeed, we welcome candidates from all the backgrounds, from all the industry portfolios, as long as you are designed to improve yourself, as long as you want to achieve higher through the MBA journey. Feel free to challenge yourself and take our HKUST MBA programs. And therefore, mentioned earlier, MBA programs as a part of the international MBA requirements, we will require students with at least one bachelor degree, minimum 2 years of full-time working experience for the full-time MBA programs. And also, in case your undergraduate or postgraduate degree is not taught in English, then we shall also require a satisfied English test score, like IELTS or TOEFL. And for the full-time MBA, GMAT and GRE score is also compulsory. So, but I have to mention that we don't have minimum GMAT or GRE score requirement. But I could share with you, in the previous GMAT Classic mode, our FA GMAT score is at 650 for our full-time students. So also on our MBA application journey, indeed we have a very applicants-friendly portal arrangement. So what you have, in case you have fulfilled the requirements arrangement, what you need to prepare on would be one CV, two referees recommendations, 3 essay, 2 compulsory and 1 optional essay. And we will only have 1 round of one-on-one online interview arrangement. And then this is our applicants friendly procedures for the MBA candidate. So if you're interested, please be reminded about our deadline. Our third one of full-time MBA, the application deadline will be finished on 28th of February 2024. And in case you are interested in the part-time, Then the third round deadline is also by 13th of March 2024. That will be for our weekly and bi-weekly programs. So on the right-hand side, please feel free to scan the QR code to access to our application portals, get familiar with what essay to be answered. It is mainly focusing on your strength, career plan, and some of your career journeys, etc. So feel free to also download our brochure, or maybe you could schedule a one-on-one consultations with our MBA advisor. So therefore, you could ask any questions that you prefer, or in case you have any difficulties or concern, please feel free to raise it to our MBA advisor as well. So if you're interested, please start your application today. So for an additional Q&A question sections, is any Q&A arrangement so far? If not, please feel free to schedule the one-on-one consultation with our MBA advisor through the previous shared QR code.
Hi David, Abhijit this side. So there is one question from Selena 1995. Is it addressed? It is about accommodations in Hong Kong, and if someone wants to move with family to HKUST for MBA. So you want to address it?
Yeah, yes. So indeed, if the candidate is interested into the full-time MBA programs, then we will help to arrange the student visa for the student themselves. And in case for the family visit for top of the for the full-time students visa arrangement, then that would be the family members shall need to apply on those dependents visa arrangement. That will be really subject on the immigration department approval. But we have some students has also same arrangement as mentioned earlier. But for the on-campus accommodations, since we don't offer dorm arrangement for the MBA programs, but normally our MBA student would rent the fares or the apartments near the campus or in the Hong Kong territories, so as their convenience or basically suitable for their family choices.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So if this is the case, I really appreciate for all the candidates joining the sessions today. So in case of any questions or future arrangement, just feel free to contact us anytime through the one-on-one MBA consultations arrangement on the right-hand side of the QR code. And please be last but not least, please aware of the application deadline for our MBA programs, so that you may go into that.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mandy, David, Hers. We really appreciate you, taking time and visiting our channel and interacting with prospective HKUST MBA applicants. We're really grateful to you. And yeah, thank you very much, all the viewers. Please make sure to hit the like button, like the video, and subscribe to our channel to help increase, reach of the video. Thank you very much, team. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank